Greetings, Exile. You've probably heard the saying, best defense is a good defense. In POE, this usually means either killing enemies before they kill you or investing multiple mirrors in immortal builds. But there's another way. The way of bonking, also known as stunning. It's a niche and underrated mechanic that knocks the living daylights out of your targets, letting you pound away at them to your heart's content. To elaborate, let me introduce you to our Juggernaut. He has studied all the ancient inscriptions of bonking but decided against the traditional methods. He finds the old ways of bonking, well, outdated. There's too much ramping involved with trauma stacks, and strike skills are awkward to use. So he has developed his own method of bonking and devised his own theory to prove it superior, which he calls the Big Bonk theory. To prove his theory, he has opted to use Vaal ground slam, a skill capable of covering the entire screen in a single hit. But that's not all. The skill also has 200% increased stun duration, deals more damage to nearby targets, reduces enemy stun threshold, and cannot be evaded, which means it has 100% hit chance even with 0 accuracy. It's also the only Vaal skill that can be exerted. But turns out all Vaal skills require souls, typically acquired by killing monsters or dealing damage to rare and unique enemies, which is an inefficient method. To solve this, he's using Hateforge unique gloves, converting Vaal skill cost from souls to rage. However, rage is only generated by hitting enemies, and keystones like Tidebreaker aren't viable. To address this, he uses the Warcry Mastery, granting 1 rage per 5 power, up to 5 rage. But even with 10 power, it's not enough to consistently use a Vaal skill, which requires at least 10 rage. So he borrows the Chieftain Ascendancy, Sione, Sun's Roar, via Forbidden Flesh and Flame Jewels. This Ascendancy gives Warcries infinite power, ensuring each Warcry generates at least 5 rage. With 6 Warcries, 3 automated and 3 in Echoes of Creation unique helmet, which grants an additional use for each Warcry, he generates enough rage to use the skill rapidly. Now let's talk about our weapon, as we've already teased it in the thumbnail. The reason he's using Tidebreaker is that it grants level 20 endurance charge on melee stun support and scales very well with endurance charges. It's the only unique weapon with decent enough physical damage that also reduces enemies' stun threshold. Overall, this is everything he can offer for a functional budget version of the build. And yes, this is the budget version, with Hateforge being the most expensive item at around 5 divines. As it stands, the build can stun all content except Tier 17 and Uber bosses. To comfortably stun and handle that level of content, we will need crazy levels of investment, despite this being almost a meme build. We are gonna need items like Mage Blood, rare endurance charge rings, and much more expensive shit. If you enjoy this kind of off-meta content, please consider subscribing. For updates on the progression of this build, you can also join our Discord server. I've put in a lot of effort to finalize this build, and I'm thrilled to share the next and final update with you all very soon. As always, thanks for watching.